if you hadn't told me in advance what I was looking at, I would have been surprised that that art was based on that photo. But they ruled 7-2 that because he used the photo for the same purpose it was essentially taken, to be a magazine cover, he just used one magazine cover to make another magazine cover. So in spite of the messing with it, that was not fair use.
Now, I know a number of people, like our friend Tim Sandifer, were really disappointed by this decision in terms of people's abilities to, create off other creativity and have art evolve.
Yeah, Tim is, he's beyond where I am in terms of there should be no intellectual property.
Right.
The ruling said to hold otherwise would potentially authorize a range of commercial copying of photographs to be used for purposes that are substantially the same as those of the originals. In her
Watch out. Vehicle on shoulder ahead.
vehement dissent, Justice Elena Kagan was joined by Chief Justice John Roberts. Wrote that the decision will stifle the creativity of every sort. It will impede new art in music and literature. It will thwart the expression of new ideas and attainment of new knowledge. It will make our world poorer. The dueling opinions from two liberal justices, who are often allies, had an unusually sharp tone. Justice Kagan's opinion, Justice Sotomayor wrote, was made up of, quote, a series of misstatements and exaggerations from the dissent's very first sentence to its last. Wow. Kagan responded, Sotomayor wholly failed to appreciate Warhol's art. The majority does not see it. And I mean that literally. There's precious little evidence in today's opinion that the majority's actually looked at these images, much less that it is engaged with expert views of their aesthetics and meaning. In other words, you're a Philistine. You wouldn't know art if it kicked you right in your eye. I've gone too far.
I actually wondered in the Oscar Best Picture winning movie, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, Ratatouille makes an appearance. You know the movie Ratatouille?
Sure, yeah. It's a raccoon version.
It's a raccoon version. Now, I've actually wondered, did they do that just because they had to do it to avoid that sort of thing? Copyright or something?
I would not want to fight Disney in court. They have a lot of money, so that's possible, yeah.
If your kid doesn't want to go to school, like every kid in the history of the world, do they suffer from school avoidance? We can talk about that to kick off hour 3. If you missed an hour, get the podcast Armstrong and Getty on demand.
Armstrong and Getty.
Fast-paced, fact-based.
It is not a matter of opinion, it is a matter of fact.
KABC, Los Angeles, Orange County, a Cumulus Media Station.
Here is the news.
KABC News at 8 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Jim Root. Here's what's happening. The LA City Council has voted 13-1 to approve its amended version of Mayor Karen Bass's proposed $13 billion city budget for the new fiscal year. Councilwoman Eunice Hernandez, the lone no vote. The budget includes an unprecedented $1.3 billion to address housing and homelessness and approximately $3.2 billion for the LAPD. Yesterday saw a historic moment for LA labor.
It's not about the ongoing writer's strike or the new strike authorization vote for Screen Actors Guild members. It's about the first union shop in American history for strippers. The owner of the North Hollywood Club, where the union vote succeeded, withdrew opposition.
Watch out. Vehicle on shoulder ahead.
And allowing the National Labor Relations Board to make it official. Dancers at the Star Garden Topless Dive Bar are now represented by Actors Equity. Kevin Tripp, KABC News.
Efforts to reclaim the land under Dodger Stadium is underway. The nonprofit Buried Under the Blue is circulating a petition demanding reparations for families of residents who were displaced in the 1950s from the LA communities of Palo Verde, La Loma, and Bishop to make way for public housing that was never built. The land, known as Chavez Ravine, was used to build Dodger Stadium years later. The city offered cash payments to residents who were primarily Latino for their property or used the power of eminent domain to acquire the land and force them out of their homes. The group's also calling on city officials for a public apology. The discovery of an Afghani man on the border whose name was on the terror watch list is proving to be part of a larger trend. At least 16 people on the FBI's database have been arrested since April. Congressman Tony Gonzalez is warning that these terror threats need to be taken seriously, saying this is why he's been pushing for more security. In addition to the 16 arrests in April, border agents have caught another 7 potential terrorists at the border so far this month. KABC Sports, the Lakers win a 2-game to none hold as they lost again to the Nuggets in Denver. Game 2 of the NBA Western Conference Finals, 108-103. Game 3 at the Crypt tomorrow. Dodgers were beaten up by the Cardinals in St. Louis, 16-8. The two played 5 tonight. The Angels edged the Orioles 6-5 in Baltimore. Angels back at the Big 8 tonight with the Twins at 6:30. That's sports on the home of the USC Trojans, KABC. Wall Street, the Dow was up 58, Nasdaq up 6, S&P up 10. This report sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
SoCal weather, low clouds and fog, burn off to partly sunny skies. Highs in the mid-60s along the coast, mid-80s inland, 60 Orange, 59 Reseda, 59 in Glendale. For news on demand, podcasts, and to listen live for free, check out KABC.com. Try it now. News stories, podcasts, all our great shows, live and free, KABC.com. KABC dependable traffic right now. Boyle Heights, heavy volume on the 10 west between the 60 and Grand Avenue. In Duarte, an accident on the westbound side of the 210 freeway at Buena Vista Street. Left lane and carpool lane are blocked. In Buena Park, as we go to Orange County, we're stop and go on the 5 south between the 91 and Lincoln Avenue, and an orange stop and go on the 5 south between the City Drive and Red Hill Avenue. In Downey, a stall, 105 east at Bellflower Boulevard. That's on the right shoulder of the off-ramp. In Riverside, an accident, 215 north before Center Street. That's dependable traffic. Armstrong and Getty are coming right back. I'm Jim Root, AM 790 KABC.
Hello, friends. It's Frank Motak here. If you are approaching retirement or currently enjoying it, financial stability and security become top priorities. You've worked hard all your life, fought for every penny. We all want a recession-proof investment that can help us outlive our money, right? With agents with over 30 years experience in this sector, Van Noop Financial can help. They specialize in a 200-year-old conservative asset that has created generational wealth, restored peace of mind to numerous families in the U.S., and in today's stormy economic world, this asset is stronger than ever. With Van Noop Financial, expect a secure investment without exposing your principal to market risk. Thousands of people have found financial security and stability using this amazing resource. To take advantage of this opportunity, learn more and see if you qualify, call Van Noop Financial at 844-703-0000. That's B-A-N-O-U-P Financial, 844-703-0000. Call 844-703-0000 for your free brochure.
Have you heard of Instacart? I use it to order same-day delivery for groceries, essentials. I even got my vacuum delivered. So I figured it's time to join Instacart Plus. Now I get unlimited free delivery on orders over $35, 5% credit back on pickup, and a family account. It lets me invite a loved one to shop together. I chose my husband. He always knows when we're out of milk. Try it yourself. Visit InstacartPlus.com for 2 weeks free. Get the best of Instacart with Instacart Plus. Credit back excludes alcohol. Family account subject to availability. Additional terms apply.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
It's safe to say you know that almond, soy, and oat milk aren't actually milk. But how are they different from cow's milk? Well, earlier this year, the FDA issued draft guidance on how plant-based milk should be labeled. Nowadays, you can find cashew, coconut, flaxseed, hazelnut, hemp seed, macadamia nut, peanut, pecan, walnut-based beverages, all of these things, the FDA said. And knowing what's in these drinks is important. Some might have more nutrients than cow's milk, some might have less. As a reminder, babies younger than 1 should be drinking breast milk or infant formula exclusively. After that, for the next few years, the CDC recommends unflavored, unsweetened, whole cow's milk. If you need a milk alternative, fortified soy beverages are the only milk alternative that can help meet a child's recommended dairy needs. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Fast-paced, fact-based.
And we all know that that's true.
100%.
Armstrong and Getty on AM 790 KABC.
Radio studio at the George Washington Broadcast Center.
Jack Armstrong and Joe Getty.
Armstrong and Getty Show.
tracking the global challenges.
Top of the list, keeping Ukraine armed for a Russian counteroffensive.
As they defend their sovereign territory.
And keeping China in line.
To ensuring a free and open Indo-Pacific.
The Chinese military appears to be protesting the G7 summit, recently sailing a destroyer around Japan.
The president is in Japan. This morning, he and others laid wreaths at the Hiroshima Memorial from that giant bomb we dropped on them to end World War II.
Heard on some newscast yesterday, many American presidents have visited the memorial, but none have apologized for dropping the atomic bomb.
I heard that too. That would be a ridiculous thing to do.
That would be ridiculous.
How about you apologize for attacking us? And then I'm still not going to apologize.
Right, exactly. The war ended, saved many, many lives. I'm not happy it had to happen, but I'm a realist.
So, Biden stumbled down the steps today. Joe doesn't seem to think it's a big deal. I think it's a national crisis. But the New York Post says President Biden looks confused. Almost tumbles downstairs at G7 summit. So I haven't seen the video leading up to this. Being confused is a much bigger deal than stumbling. A confused-looking President Biden had to be gently guided by Japanese leader Kishida today before tripping and almost falling down the stairs. He looked confused as First Lady Jill Biden led him by the hand to meet his Japanese counterpart, then didn't seem to know what was going on.
Wow. You have Di-Fi and Fetterman, who continues to be more or less incoherent. Hey, showed up at a press conference in shorts and his hoodie.
Really?
Yeah, next to Dick Durbin or Chuck Schumer, I can't remember who, but yeah, he went full hoodie.
Hey, let's see if the video exists of this, Hanson. After shaking Kishida's hand, that's the Japanese Prime Minister, as I mentioned, Biden turned his attention to the Prime Minister's wife, bizarrely bending over with clenched fists as if in a boxer's pose before also shaking her hand. Remember, he's done that before. Where he kind of just goes like this. Out of nowhere?
Yeah.
There was a meme about that.
Was it an effort to bow? Because he's in Japan?
Maybe that's it. Okay. You know, and this is the New York Post, so they might be unfairly portraying it.
Yeah.
Because they do that sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, you got to bow to the lady. What are you doing?
Well, maybe that's all it was. It was just him bowing as an old stiff. I'm stiff too.
Right?
So, you know.
I'll criticize the hell out of the man, but let's be fair.
Yeah. Are you bringing up video? Nah. Okay. We'll wait. We'll wait on that. We'll get to it later, and we'll pour over the video. I want to get to this. It's the lead story in USA Today today, and it's something that has been on my radar for a while, and I can't decide how I feel about it. School avoidance is taking hold in kids. It's about kids who have trouble going to or staying in school for something they're now calling school avoidance. And it's affecting a growing number of students with severe anxiety. School avoidance behavior, also called school refusal, is when a school-age child refuses to attend school or has difficulty being in school for the entire day. Several mental health experts told USA Today it has become a crisis that has gotten worse since the COVID-19 pandemic. School avoidance is not a concrete diagnosis and looks different in every child.
I think everybody listening and everybody involved in the show is thinking the same thing. I would guess. Number one, practically no kid wants to go to school and hasn't. That's been true for a very, very long time.
You're a weird kid.
Right. Everybody, especially occasionally, does not want to go to school.
Or work, or lots of other things that are a task.
Secondly, though, the whole depression and anxiety and freaked out kid thing is undeniable. So, I think I have an idea that this is just another manifestation, another symptom of the same disease for a lot of kids. They're depressed and anxious because of the world we have built for them or, guided them into. Case by case, that varies, obviously. But how widespread is this? Do we have an idea? Is it like 30 million kids nationwide?
Yeah, they haven't put a number on it. And I gotta admit, well, if I didn't have kids at all, I would listen to this and 100% think, oh my God, society's gotten soft. So now, I hated school freaking hated it. Hated it in grade school, hated it even more when you got into the social stuff junior high and high school. Hated it every day of my life. Was that school avoidance? And if I'd have known that it was, I've said this before about dealing with my child, who I'm about to talk to in a minute, if I'd have known if you throw a big enough fit, you can call it some sort of syndrome, right, and get to stay home and talk to a therapist about it. Hell yeah, I'd have thrown a big fit. I didn't know it was an option.
Well, I'm reminded of a meme that went around the other day. It's a different topic, but it's like a 50s mom sitting at the kitchen table with her daughter, who's all dolled up like a little girl of the 50s, and the little girl says to mom, "I think I may be a boy." And mom replies, "Well, you're not."
Right.
Well, in the same way, I don't want to go to school. Yeah, you're going.
You have to.
Right. On the other hand, though, I cannot. I don't know if it'd be hypocrisy, but I can't deny what I have been saying many times, is that we've created a world that's really screwed up our kids.
Yeah, I got one kid that has a level of panic sometimes about going to school that, I mean, I hated school, but I didn't have this level of panic that he has. But then again, I mean, if I'd have thought that I could really pour on how much I hate it and stay home, I might have. I honestly don't know. I deal with this almost every day of my life, trying to figure out if this is a real thing or just weak parenting.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It sure sounds hippy-dippy, modern, soft, all those things.
This is all wrong. I should be back in school.
Yeah, first of all, well done, Michael.
But adding to this, and again, I'm not kidding. I wrestle with this in my own head on a regular basis. So I can't lay judgment because I don't have any idea. But if you have record numbers of kids actually killing themselves, that's not an act.
No.
So it's not hard to believe that something short of actually killing yourself is more real or extreme than it has ever been.
That's the co-host insight of the day. Congratulations. Yeah, clearly. Is there any bouncing back from the... Well, I'm leaping to a conclusion, as I have on this topic before, that we have eliminated free-range kidhood. And we all develop the skills you need for adulthood by exploring, by making up games and enforcing the made-up rules, settling the disputes on our own on the sandlot, as they used to say, ranging around town unsupervised. You develop reams of practically indescribable skills when you do that. You learn problem solving, confidence, how to assess risk and danger, and we have denied our kids the chance to do that. So that's the conclusion that I started to leap past. If you agree, at least partially, with that, well, it's not a shock that the complexities and rough and tumble of school, emotional rough and tumble, would terrify kids. I mean, to the point where they're like, I'm not going. I am not going.
That seems undeniable to me.
Right.
That would be the case. You know, my kids and all their friends have had thousands of hours less on your own making decisions than I ever had at that age. Thousands of hours.
Yeah, and I did stupid stuff, but that's the point.
And even if you're on your own, for a lot of kids, you got your watch or phone to text, and that's a different thing too.
It is in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, because I've got a friend who's a grown man, and I mean, I didn't mock him for it, but I was in my head. I was talking about he had gone on a road trip recently, and he got into some area where he had no cell service, and then he said it was really nerve-wracking there for a while. You know, what if something happened? Are you freaking kidding me?
Well,
but if that can happen for a grown man, who's old enough to have lived much of his life when nobody had a phone or any way to contact anybody when you're out driving around, imagine what it's like for kids.
So he had serious anxiety because he had gotten so used to constantly being connected to authorities, help, the world.
Right. Imagine if you started life that way.
Right. It's another good insight. You're rolling.
I need
Cranking them out like Aaron Judge cranks out home runs.
Yeah, I need conclusions though.
Yeah.